Hey guys, welcome to the Real Life School Podcast. My name's Tyler Pensick. I got my brother here, Antonio. We are in sunny San Diego on Coronado Island, and what better way than to make a podcast about dad life, okay? Morning routines. There is a total epidemic about the dad bod, hashtag I'm fat, or, I'm lazy, I'm over the hill, etc., etc. And I just wanted to take a few minutes, 20 minutes or less, and bring you on because I got to tell you, man, you're an athlete, okay? We're both dads. You're older than I am, but you're in incredible shape, crushes everything that he does. This morning you ran for like 12 miles, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I made the coffee, bro. You know what I mean? So, there's an epidemic about guys nowadays that will have kids and then they completely and utterly let themselves go. So I wanted to take 20 minutes of your time and be able to talk about this stuff. But why do dads get fat? Why do they lose their motivation? And is it okay, dude?
So I don't think it's okay. I think you have to plan it like you do any job. You almost have to take like an administrative role in your time, plan your workouts, and be super intentional about getting workouts in and what you want that to look like. Otherwise, if you just are going with the current, like you're going to get out of shape.
Of course.
Especially if you like food. Like I love food and I love to eat. I live to eat. So you have to match that though.
The big picture is longevity. Right? We're both dads, right? You guys are all dads out there too. Like, it's called asset preservation, right? It takes twice as long to get back into shape once you let yourself go.
As you get older too.
Yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't get any easier.
No, longevity is crucial here because, you're a girl dad. I'm a girl dad. Don't you want to walk your daughter down the
Absolutely.
aisle? Right?
Yes.
So, I want to talk about routines. I want to talk about goals. I want to talk about the steps. So, morning routines. How many times do you get up before 6 a.m. per week?
Yeah, every single day.
Every day?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll sleep in a couple of times a month past 6, but really you got to get up, in my opinion, between 4 and 5:30.
I agree.
And then you got to get up, like me, if you're an active dad and you take an involved role and everything, and you want to be there. One of my motivators when I'm out on a run is I want to get back and I want to be there for the morning routine. I want to see my daughter.
See your daughter.
Be involved in all this stuff. So the workouts come while everyone's still asleep.
So you get up, you set your alarm clock.
Yeah.
Before wife gets up, before your daughter gets up, and you're like, I am sacrificing my time on my own time.
Yep. So
when I get back, I can see my daughter, I can feed her, I can be present in the moment.
Hit the fitness goals.
So how many days a week do you do that?
5, it's about 6 days a week. And I've had to adapt. I used to lift weights 6 days a week and then also do trail runs and hikes.
Yeah.
But I've injured my back in the gym. So, and then plus time,
Dad bod,
driving to the gym, all that stuff. Yeah. Getting older, all that stuff. So I've just modified my workouts. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder anymore. I'm just trying to have a really strong ticker, and then also hit my fitness goals, different trail runs, hikes. We did rim to rim of the Grand Canyon a couple weekends ago.
For those that you don't know, rim to rim, the Grand Canyon, okay? Northern Arizona. It's the Grand Canyon, one of the 7 wonders of the world. He hiked from the North Rim down to the Colorado and then up the other side.
Yep. It's like 23 and a half miles, something like that.
How long did it take you to do that just off?
So moving time was like 8.5 hours. And it was hot. It was hot at the bottom.
How old are you?
Degrees, 42.
Dude.
Yeah.
And guys. There are guys that are in their 30s that are not the same shape as you, Antonio. It's incredible. Rim to rim in 8 hours.
Yeah, but there are people that crush that. I think it's just...
Well, of course.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of prioritizing time and what do you want to do and your level of motivation. I'm very self-motivated. I don't know everybody is. It may be something you have to learn too and get into a practice.
Right.
I didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to start doing this.
But it's about the routines.
Totally.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you said you wake up 5-6 days a week before 6:30 so you can be there for your family, right? That's what it's about. You're a dad. life's not about us anymore,
Nope.
right? So we're getting up early. What does your workout routine consist of? Where do you live? Kind of tell the people, where do you live?
So
and it dives into the real estate too. Like, buy a property where, fill in the blank.
Where you want to be.
Yeah.
So we live up in True North. There's multiple hikes, multiple trails, road runs. There's so many different routes to choose from. It's part of why we chose that area, actually. And I was a little bit more into mountain biking at the time when we bought up there. But I have numerous options to run from my house. So I like that. I don't have to get in the car
out the front
and drive anywhere if I'm on a time crunch. If I got something early that morning, I want to wake up and get it all done. And I got this routine and waking up from 4 to 5:30 from people that I admire and I look up to.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. Those are the people that you want to be your fitspiration. And so it's like I would get up at that time, have quiet time, have my coffee, have everything. So I'm not just throwing on clothes and running out the door. I'm still tired, which I had done in the past, and that's not a winning recipe in my opinion.
It doesn't make you want to do it the next day.
No.
Yeah.
So I have to prepare, be fully ready, and I'm a big planner, so I obsess about whatever the workout's gonna be, whatever the run is, whatever the path is I'm gonna take. The night before, I try to plan all of it out.
So that goes into the routine piece, right? So you said 5-6 days a week, you can run from your house. And that plays in, like we talk in real life school, we talk about money, real estate, and life, right? The money is a tool. The real estate is just another tool. But the life aspect is, how do you make those money and real estate tie into your lifestyle? He bought a house in northern Scottsdale, True North, which is northern Scottsdale. He can go out his front door and run for miles. I've ridden bikes. I mean, I can't really run right now.
We did a 10-mile loop from my house and went to all
from
these
your
monuments
front door.
Right.
And it's at sunrise is beautiful, dude. You get the deer, you get mountain lion, you get coyote, you get eagles, hawks, all that stuff out there.
Missing horses.
Yeah, he's just telling me on a story. We were driving into Coronado the other day, and he's like, "Dude, I saw a wild horse run across right in front of me."
There's mountain lions out there, but also being in Arizona. You got to get up and get it done before the sun.
Yeah.
In the summertime.
In the summertime.
When we are there in July and August and it's blazing hot and the sun comes up super early, I mean that the clock is ticking. So you want to be nearing the end of your workout when that thing's up because you could get into trouble.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's like 105, 110 at like
super early.
9:30.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, even earlier than 5:36, it's blazing hot.
Why? I want to. So listeners, guys that are, girl dads and people that have a real heart for being present and preserving the longevity of your life as a dad, okay? Before you had kids, you probably didn't recognize how important your health was until you had a kid.
Yeah, it's all about you. And really a lot of it, I think, was vanity. The motivators, right? And just it's all about me. And then the priorities shift. And then, the number one, according to our aunt who's a doctor, disease that kills people is heart disease.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you monitor what you eat within reason, I don't do anything extreme. I'd probably be in much better shape if I actually ate well. But
You're an eater, by the way.
Yeah, we totally are.
We've been fighting over food
since we were little kids. Yeah, no, it's true.
But he's active.
Yeah, you got to burn it. You got
12 miles today. He's talking to me about running from where we are in Southern California down to Hotel Del and back. I'm like, dude, we talk about the miles. I'm like, dude, calm it down, dude. Holy smokes. And he's like, you know what?
Do it.
Yeah, you're not doing it you're not doing that type of routine every single day. There's days where your body will hurt. You'll take a day off and then you'll jump right back into it.
But there's also people, I mean, one of our friends, his dad is in his 60s and he runs the Boston Marathon. And the guy is in his 60s and he runs in the 6-minute mile pace.
In the 60s?
In his 60s. Yes, we've got an aunt who turned 72 today.
Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, she crushes it.
Yeah, she's running
72.
She weighs the equivalent of a glass of water,
Right. But that helps, but I think everyone can do it. It's not everyone can do it.
For me,
anyone can do it.
Yeah. The whole point of this episode is asset preservation, recognizing as a dad, you're fighting all these adversities. You're fighting, I'm trying to climb the ladder. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to send my kids to the greatest school. Whatever it may be, you're fighting all these worldly pushes, but when it comes down to it, you can't experience it if you're not healthy, right? You're the dude that is the man of the house, girl dad specifically. You got a daughter. My oldest is a daughter, and it's like, I want to be around to be able to walk her down the aisle. I want to be old enough and healthy enough,
right,
to protect her as long as I can,
right.
And this is just an example of how you do it, right? Morning routines. He's up 5-6 days a week. He runs from his house. For all of you that live in the city, okay, buy some real nice, cushiony tennis shoes.
Crucial. Shoes are
total, right?
Obsess over the shoes.
But,
get the right ones.
And think about the run, right? You talked about how you planned your run the night before.
Yep.
So guys,
plan it
out the next day. And if you're dating some girl, you're thinking about getting married, tie her into it.
Yeah.
It's better to do it with other people. You're not supposed to do this stuff by yourself, right? You're not supposed to do it alone. So I wanted to ask you, spousal support. How does your spouse play a role in your health? Does she know, as long as he's back before, my daughter's up, how does that work? How did you guys talk about that?
We compliment each other and we'll discuss it. And, there are sometimes if her parents are visiting or something, we'll get out and do a hike together.
Cool.
But it's like she has her window to do her thing.
Yep. Which is when?
Peloton. Well, usually when I get back. So I'll sometimes get out
so you're
really
dad.
early. So I'll get out while everyone's asleep.
Yep.
And I'll get back, and then she does her thing.
Cool.
And another thing I wanted to add, though, is in doing this, people may be spread really thin right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they
what do you mean?
There's no way. They have too many obligations, and it's very difficult parenting and juggling work and juggling life and juggling everything.
Yeah.
But in doing this, you build it as a routine, and then you actually end up having a lot more energy to do everything else, and it makes you more efficient, and you're more energetic.
Yeah.
And you're more present with your kids, and you're able to do more. You're in better shape. So I think that's really important. And then people have said too, oh, it's a good thing you love running. I don't love running. I don't know. You start to learn to love it.
Yeah.
But that's an adaptation.
You're predictable, right? So the anxiety of waking up, throwing on your clothes, that's anxietous. Nobody wants to do that. So you plan the night prior. You know your route. Your spouse knows, hey, I'm going to be running tomorrow from this time to this time. When I get back, I'll be back at X time. Then you, babe, can hop on the Peloton. You can do a course. So she's you're kind of paving the way.
Each other.
Yeah, you're complimenting each other. So she can pave her way for her workout. And of course, listen, raising kids and getting fat is natural. Right? You're tired. It's exhausting. Your kids will suck every amount of energy, and you have to prioritize it. Being a man, I'm saying it. Get up early. You're the man of the house. While your kids are sleeping, knock it out, and then get back, and then your wife can work out and do her routine, and then you're done for the day. Right? So you guys complement each other.
So great, and then you motivate one another.
Yeah.
I'll motivate her. She'll motivate me if I'm in a slump.
Yeah.
She's getting up and crushing it.
There all the
then
time.
I'll go and I'll do my thing.
Yeah.
So I think you complement each other. And then also if you're both inactive, I think it helps. You can both, carry the torch and do it together.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So there are people, you got to think about it. I think 70% of the world lives within 50 miles of the coast. Don't quote me on the statistics, but majority of people live near water, right? And near water means there's a ton of multifamily, high-rises, condominiums. It's like commercial real estate, goop, explosive, right? So how does somebody actually stay healthy as a family living in a condominium on the coast? It's expensive. They're working their tail off. What are 3 tips that you would talk to somebody about as a new dad?
So I'll hop on Strava or Garmin when we go on a trip to New York. It's a city, right?
Sure.
People all live in high rises there for the most part. So I'll just look at where people are running and the routes to take. And I'll look at
Strava.
all trails. Yeah, it's like social media for athletes.
Okay.
I'll also look at all trails, and I'll look at what routes to take, what's popular here, so I can get an idea for mileage, for things like that. And it makes vacations a lot more fun to me.
Cool.
So that's what I do, and I like to nerd out and compete with myself, right?
Yeah.
So I like to keep track of my fitness levels and set different goals and things like that to keep myself motivated.
For sure.
So I think that's really important. And then also you think of like, if you're near a body of water, you might want to do stand-up paddleboarding. You might want to swim.
Yep.
There's so many other options to do with
grab
that.
a wetsuit if it's too cold. I know people
Totally.
are going to be like, oh, well, it's too cold on the East Coast. Well, grab a wetsuit, dude.
Everybody that's in the water, they're all wearing wetsuits
course.
out here right now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just,
Totally.
that's normal.
Yeah. It's just part of life,
Sure.
right? The thing is don't get complacent, okay? It's easy to fall into the rut. Yep, I'm chasing this deadline, this project. I may get promoted next month if I do X, Y, and Z.
Sure.
But let me tell you guys something. Your priority is being a dad, okay? When you have a child, it's the most selfless act, and you don't recognize it until they get up in the morning. They're saying, milk, food, show, bay, blankets.
To go poop.
Yeah, I got to go poop.
Yep.
Like, you guys understand that as soon as your children open their eyes, it's game time. So the point of talking about this today is get it done ahead of time, right? And then partner with your spouse, obviously, and talk about like, hey, I'm going to get up before the sun comes up. Or if I can't do that, honey, I'll watch the kids while you knock out your Peloton or your, HIIT workout or whatever it is, fill in the blank. You want to go for a trail run, a walk run, whatever it is, go do it. The thing is, be supportive because this is about asset preservation.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be around long enough so you can see your kids grow old, right? You don't recognize this until it starts getting stripped from you. And that's kind of like the wake-up call. Why does it take somebody to see grandparents die, mom and dads die, for you to say, okay, I guess it's time to get our act in gear so I can be present for my own children, right?
And that's so we have family members who have kind of carried the torch. Our grandpa first got into running when he was in his 30s because his dad died when he was 50 years old. I remember him specifically saying he couldn't get up and walk to the kitchen without being out of breath. He would smoke. He was a chain smoker. He had a really unhealthy diet. And he died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
At like 50 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something he wanted to accept, and he made it into his early 90s.
He was riding bicycles. He was
for
running
50
miles, running.
He was a beast.
He did have hip replacements, but like, what's you got to keep the heart and the brain healthy.
Totally.
If you're not
They'll
doing that,
complement each other.
like they can make knee replacements, hip replacements. It's like plug and play, baby. You wear it out, they're gonna fix and replace it. Hopefully, you have good health insurance. Podcast for another day, by the way. But this podcast was just about a reminder for you guys. Dad bod, cool joke, but not a cool lifestyle. And you owe it to your kids to be able, you owe it to your kids to be able to get up and crush it. Tomorrow he's going to go run 12 miles. And you only recognize how important your health is when it starts getting stripped from you. All right. So dad bod is definitely a thing. Create a healthy habit pattern and stick to it. Create good habits and become a slave to them. And then naturally your body will just become accustomed to it. It's like getting up early. How many times do you have to get up before your alarm clock? You've been doing this for years.
Oh, I get up 3 minutes before it goes off.
Point made. Right?
Yeah, and I'm not even tired.
Yeah.
But that's something that you work up to.
100%.
And then you motivate everyone around you, right?
Yeah.
It's better, I think, for your work for so many different reasons.
Right.
I mean, people want to be around people that inspire them. And I think it's just another feather in your cap once you get that going. So.
100%. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I hope it inspires you. If you want to reach out and do Antonio, he'll be on social media. Send him a text. You can talk to him. He's available. You can reach out to me. We can put together a workout program for you guys. But like real life school is not just about money, real estate, but it is about the life aspect and how to maintain the longevity of this precious thing that we call time. Okay? I look forward to seeing you guys. This podcast will be on reallifeschool.com. It'll be all over social media and YouTube as well. Please follow, like, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.